There is a strange truth about the universe that almost no one truly realizes. The fastest thing that has ever existed, light itself, is still too slow. In the universe, distance is not measured in kilometers, but in time. Simply crossing the Milky Way would require more than 100,000 years, even at the speed of light. And perhaps that is the real reason we have never encountered extraterrestrials. Not because they do not exist, but because the universe is simply too vast for any civilization to ever find another before it disappears. That is the physical reality of the universe. Light may travel at an astonishing speed of roughly 299,792 kilometers per second, but it does not move instantaneously. And no one in the universe ever truly sees anyone else in their present. Imagine standing alone beneath the night sky, looking up at the moon. The light reflected from the moon's surface takes about 1.3 seconds to reach your eyes. That means you are always seeing the moon as it existed more than a second ago. It is an incredibly small amount of time, yet enough to prove that everything in the universe exists with a delay. Light from the sun takes approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. When you feel sunlight on your skin, you are actually experiencing light that left the sun more than 8 minutes earlier. And as we look farther outward, reality begins to grow strange in ways that are difficult to imagine. The closest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is located about 4.24 light-years from Earth. That means the light you see from that star tonight began its journey more than 4 years ago. Then telescopes began looking even deeper toward galaxies millions and billions of light years away. When the Hubble Space Telescope observes a galaxy 10 billion light years from Earth, it is not seeing that galaxy as it exists today. It is seeing that galaxy as it existed 10 billion years ago, before Earth itself even existed. At this very moment, somewhere in the universe, there may be civilizations observing Earth as a primitive world where intelligent life has never appeared. That makes the universe feel lonely in a profoundly strange way. No one sees anyone else as they truly exist. Every civilization is trapped within the past of another. Even if life exists throughout the galaxy, light itself may still be too slow to connect them. We often think of the speed of light as the fastest thing in existence, but at the true scale of the universe, even the fastest thing becomes terrifyingly slow. And that is when humanity begins to realize a far greater truth. The distance between the stars is simply too vast for any civilization to ever truly reach one another. What if the fastest thing in the universe is still far too slow? On Earth, light feels almost instantaneous. In the human world, it moves so quickly that our brains can barely perceive any delay at all. But once we step beyond Earth, everything changes. The distances in the universe are so enormous that the concept of kilometers becomes almost meaningless. Astronomers had to create an entirely new unit. The light year, the distance light travels in 1 year, equal to nearly 9.46 trillion kilometers. The Milky Way, the galaxy that contains all of humanity, stretches across roughly 100,000 light years. That means even if a spacecraft could travel at the speed of light, it would still require 100,000 years to cross from one side of the galaxy to the other. By the time that ship arrived, the entire history of the human species might already be gone. And beyond the Milky Way lies a nearly endless void. At the scale of the universe, the speed of light is no longer fast. It becomes painfully, hopelessly slow. Imagine a civilization on the opposite side of the Milky Way. They discover Earth and send a greeting signal to humanity. But after tens of thousands of years, would humanity still exist to receive it? By the time the signal arrives, every city on Earth may have already turned to dust. Every language may have vanished. The entire human civilization could remain only as a thin fossil layer buried beneath the surface of a dead planet. And, even more terrifying, is the possibility that the same thing may already be happening to them. Perhaps the universe was once filled with voices. Radio signals, first greetings exchanged between civilizations. But the distances were so vast that every conversation arrived too late. Over the past few decades, humanity's first radio signals have begun spreading into space at the speed of light. Yet, humanity's radio bubble has currently expanded only a little more than 100 light years beyond Earth, an almost invisible distance compared to the true size of the Milky Way. The speed of light was once considered the ultimate limit of nature, but on the scale of the cosmos, it feels more like a cold reminder that the distances between the stars may never have been meant for living beings to cross. And then scientists realize something even more terrifying. It is not only that distant galaxies are unimaginably far away. The universe itself is continuously stretching the distance between everything farther apart with every passing second. For thousands of years, humanity believed space was a silent stage where the stars stood motionless in the darkness. But in the 20th century, astronomers began to uncover an entirely different truth. The universe is not standing still, it is expanding. And every galaxy is being pulled farther away from the others, like tiny ink dots spread across the surface of an inflating balloon. In 1929, astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered that distant galaxies were almost all moving away from us. That was the first evidence that space itself has been stretching ever since the Big Bang, nearly 13.8 billion years ago. But the truly terrifying part is that the rate of separation is increasing. By the late 20th century, scientists discovered that the universe is not only expanding, it is expanding faster and faster under the influence of a mysterious force known as dark energy, a form of energy believed to make up roughly 68% of the observable universe. There are galaxies moving away from us so rapidly that even light, the fastest thing known to exist, cannot overcome the expansion of space to ever reach Earth. As a result, a cosmic boundary exists around us, an invisible horizon beyond which everything will remain forever unreachable from Earth. Scientists call this the cosmic event horizon. That means there may be trillions of galaxies beyond the region we can observe. Billions of Earth-like planets. Somewhere out there, civilizations millions of years older than humanity may already exist. Because the distance between us and them is expanding faster than light can cross it, even as light travels, the space between both sides continues to stretch outward. And eventually, there comes a point where light itself is simply no longer fast enough. The universe is constantly pulling everything apart before anything has the chance to meet. Scientists believe that in the unimaginably distant future, billions of years from now, the galaxies beyond our local group will gradually disappear from view. The universe is not only vast, it is tearing itself apart every second. And within that cold expansion, humanity is beginning to realize an even more painful truth. We may never truly possess the ability to cross those distances ourselves. For centuries, humanity believed technology would solve every limitation. We crossed oceans, walked on the moon, sent robots to Mars, and launched probes beyond the solar system. But the farther humanity advances into space, the more we begin to realize a cold and unsettling truth. The distances between the stars are unlike any challenge that has ever existed on Earth. In 1977, NASA launched Voyager 1, the fastest spacecraft humanity has ever sent into deep space. After nearly half a century of travel, Voyager 1 is now more than 25 billion kilometers from Earth and continues moving at a speed of roughly 61,000 kilometers per hour. Fast enough to circle Earth more than 1.5 times in a single hour, but even at that speed, it would still require tens of thousands of years to reach the nearest stars. The problem ultimately begins with the human body itself. Our brains, hearts, and cells evolved to survive on a planet with gravity, oxygen, and a protective magnetic field. Not within the darkness of deep space, where temperatures approach negative 270 degrees Celsius. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station spend only a few months in space before they begin losing bone density, suffering muscle atrophy, and enduring the effects of cosmic radiation. A generation ship sounds like science fiction, yet it reveals a terrifying reality. The distance between the stars is greater than the lifespan of entire civilizations. And even if humanity somehow solved the problem of lifespan, we would still face another nearly impossible equation: energy. Simply carrying enough fuel for an interstellar journey becomes a challenge that borders on unsolvable. The heavier the spacecraft becomes, the more energy it requires to accelerate. It is a cycle that has led many physicists to believe interstellar travel may exist beyond the practical limits of a biological civilization like humanity. We may have been born into a universe we will never truly touch, a universe where the stars are always visible before our eyes, yet forever beyond our reach. But perhaps the most terrifying possibility of all is that this may not merely be a technological problem. It may be a limit built directly into the laws of physics from the very beginning. What if extraterrestrial civilizations truly exist everywhere throughout the universe, but every one of them appears at the wrong moment to ever meet another? Imagine an alien civilization located 10,000 light-years from Earth. If they looked toward us today, they would not see cities, satellites, or the internet. They would be seeing Earth during an earlier age, when humanity had not yet even finished building its first ancient civilizations. And if they sent a signal at that exact moment, we would need to wait another 10,000 years before receiving it. A simple conversation would require at least 20,000 years, longer than the entirety of recorded human civilization. That is, when scientists began considering a possibility even more terrifying than distance itself. The real problem may lie in the lifespan of civilizations. Humanity has been broadcasting radio signals into space for only a little over 100 years. On the scale of the universe, that is barely more than a blink of an eye. If another civilization transmitted signals 1 million years ago, those signals may have passed by Earth long before humanity even existed. Our galaxy has already existed for more than 13 billion years. If an extraterrestrial civilization once existed 500 million years ago, it may have vanished before dinosaurs even appeared on Earth. The more we think about this, the more we begin to realize that humanity's loneliness may not come from space, but from time. Perhaps, at this very moment, countless living worlds already exist out there. Some may still be in primitive stages. Some may have evolved far beyond human imagination. Some civilizations may have reached the peak of technological advancement only to destroy themselves through war, artificial intelligence, or the transformation of their own planets. And the tragic part is that physics does not care. If probability suggests extraterrestrial life should exist everywhere, then why does the universe remain completely silent? During the summer of 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi was having lunch with colleagues at Los Alamos when he suddenly asked an incredibly simple question: where is everybody? Because the more astronomers observe the universe, the more they realize that extraterrestrial life should theoretically exist everywhere. The Milky Way alone contains roughly 100 to 400 billion stars, and numerous studies from the Kepler Space Telescope suggest that most stars are surrounded by planets. NASA estimates that billions of planets may exist within habitable zones, regions where temperatures allow liquid water to remain stable. A civilization would need only a few million years, an extremely short amount of time on a cosmic scale, to spread throughout the galaxy using self-replicating probes or by colonizing new star systems. Meanwhile, the Milky Way itself has existed for more than 13 billion years. Logically, someone should have appeared long before humanity. But the problem is that we see nothing. Some scientists believe intelligent life may actually be extraordinarily rare. Another possibility is even more unsettling. Perhaps alien civilizations truly did exist everywhere once. Even if a civilization broadcasts the most powerful radio signal imaginable into space, that signal still expands only at the speed of light. After more than 100 years of broadcasting, humanity's signal bubble has expanded only slightly beyond 100 light-years, an almost microscopic distance compared to a Milky Way more than 100,000 light-years wide. That means even if thousands of civilizations exist across the galaxy, most may remain completely invisible to one another. They may exist at the same time, but be too distant to detect, or too separated by time to communicate. Like ships drifting across a dark ocean at night, whose lights never reach each other, and then there is one final possibility, colder than all the others. Perhaps civilizations advanced enough to cross the stars eventually learned that revealing their location is simply too dangerous. Some scientists and science fiction writers call this the dark forest theory. In the dark forest of the universe, every civilization remains silent because it fears being discovered. Because no one knows what may be hiding in the darkness, and in that moment, the silence of the universe no longer feels like loneliness. Whatever the answer may be, the Fermi paradox has forced humanity to confront a difficult truth. Either we are extraordinarily special, or every civilization is trapped by the same cold laws of physics that govern the universe. If distance is the problem, could there be a way to break that limit? Could humanity one day surpass the speed of light and finally reach the stars? If the speed of light is the ultimate limit of the universe, could humanity ever break it? It is a question physicists in the 21st century are seriously investigating. Ships capable of traveling for thousands of years, sleep that lasts across generations, tunnels through space-time. Or perhaps even bending the structure of the universe itself. One of the earliest ideas is the generation ship. The concept is simple yet terrifying. A massive spacecraft capable of carrying thousands of people, producing its own food, and recycling water and air for centuries. If such a ship traveled at roughly 10% the speed of light, it would still require more than 40 years to reach Proxima Centauri, the nearest star system located 4.24 light-years away. But with today's technology, Voyager 1 travels at only about 17 kilometers per second, less than 0.006% the speed of light. That means Voyager 1 would require approximately 73,000 years to reach Proxima Centauri. By the time Voyager arrived, human civilization may have disappeared from Earth long ago. Perhaps extraterrestrial life is not rare at all. Perhaps the universe is filled with ancient civilizations already existing out there. But the greatest tragedy of the universe is that every civilization may simply be born too far apart to ever meet. For thousands of years, humanity overcame gravity, broke the sound barrier, reached the moon, and sent robots beyond the solar system. Every time science moved one step forward, humanity believed nothing was impossible. Then Albert Einstein appeared. And he may have unintentionally established the final limit for every civilization in the universe. In 1905, Einstein published the special relativity, one of the theories that completely transformed humanity's understanding of space and time. Hidden within that theory was a truth that feels almost cruel. No object with mass can travel faster than light in a vacuum. That speed is approximately 299,792 kilometers per second. At first, this may sound like nothing more than a technical limitation. But the deeper physicists explored it, the more they realized it resembles a wall built directly into the structure of reality itself. Imagine accelerating a spacecraft. At first, everything appears normal, but the closer you move toward the speed of light, the more the universe begins to resist you. Light is not merely fast, it is the absolute limit of nature. And the terrifying part is that this limit was not created by humanity. It applies everywhere in the universe. Perhaps every civilization in existence is trapped by the same barrier. When an object moves at extremely high speeds, time itself begins to slow down for that object. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, has already been confirmed through real-world experiments involving atomic clocks and GPS satellites. If an astronaut could travel near the speed of light, time for them would pass far more slowly compared to time on Earth. A journey lasting only a few years for the traveler could equal decades or even centuries back on their home planet. You may be able to reach the stars, but when you return, everything you once knew will already be gone. And perhaps that is the most terrifying aspect of Einstein's laws. They do not merely limit speed. They limit the possibility of connection between worlds. The distance between the stars is ultimately a problem of time. A civilization on the opposite side of the galaxy may exist at the same moment as we do in a cosmological sense. But because light is too slow and time is too vast, those two civilizations may never truly meet within the same moment of history. The speed of light, the absolute speed limit of nature, has unintentionally become a massive wall isolating all life within the ocean of space. Every signal and every attempt at interstellar travel is ultimately defeated by distances spanning thousands of light years. where energy and time themselves become physical barriers that cannot be overcome. We are not separated by the absence of life, but by distance itself. Before a message can finally reach its destination, time may have already erased every trace of the civilization that sent it, leaving behind a universe that is unimaginably vast, yet permanently divided. Thank you for staying with WUFO Space until the very end of this journey through the vast universe. If you found this video interesting and insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to WUFO Space so you won't miss our next cosmic adventures. Your support means the world to us and fuels our passion to keep exploring the wonders beyond.